The Beauty of Hajj, a short documentary about Hajj. Sallam Alaikum. Have you ever wondered why we pray in a specific direction towards something called the house of God? How hot is it in the South Arabian desert that people would walk there barefoot, and while others are dreaming and praying to do the same thing? People from different countries with different nationalities walk around this thing called the Kaaba. But do they really have knowledge behind this pilgrimage, or what makes it so special and spiritual about this black stone called the Kaaba? Millions of people, rich and poor alike, stand and pray gathered in this one location, towards Allah as one. We will now begin to discuss the history behind the pilgrimage to Hajj and the steps required for it.
In a city in Mecca, there were two prophets known as Prophet Ibrahim and Ismail. One day, Prophet Ibrahim told his son that Allah had given him an order to build the house of God. After a while, Prophet Ibrahim and Prophet Ismail built the Holy Kaaba. And that had attracted many people and became known as Allah's house.
Many Arabs began to go on pilgrimage to Mecca for the Kaaba, which made a person known as Abraha very jealous.
Pilgrimage every
That
year
was the
to the
starting
Kaaba
point
in
for
Mecca.
the great miracle known as the Year of the Elephant.
Arabs from everywhere go to Mecca on pilgrimage. And the Meccans get wealthier. And their trade prospers. What a great idea.
What do you have in mind, sir?
Let's build a monument that is greater than the Kaaba, so that Arabs from every place go to on pilgrimage. And then my kingdom would flourish with trade and money, and the king of Abyssinia would become happy, and so would I.
Because of this jealousy Abraha had for the Kaaba, he began to order people to build his own monument that would be greater than the Kaaba.
Once Abraha's monument was built, he sent a messenger to talk with the master of Mecca, that the people need to pay visits to Abraha's monument.
Where is the
instead.
master of Mecca? I'm a
The
messenger
Prophet
of Abraham,
replied
the
that
great
the
king
people
of Yemen.
would still continue to visit the Kaaba.
The master
And
of
so,
Mecca
there was
is
a
Abdul
person that
Muttalib
wanted
bin
revenge
Hashim.
on
You'll
Abraha's
find
building.
him at the Kaaba.
He brings water to people from the Zamzam, which he dug out.
Where is the master of Mecca? I am Abraham's messenger.
You are most welcome. Tell me, what does Abraham want from me?
By order of great Abraham, the king of Yemen, Arabs must now go on pilgrimage to the great palace which he has built. Anyone who disobeys will be severely punished.
Tell your sender that we will not abandon at all the Qibla of our fathers and the holy house of God.
He wants to destroy our Qibla. I'll take revenge on their Khalis.
And so the man smoothly and perfectly infiltrated Abraha's monument. This made Abraha very angry, and it made him decide to destroy the Kaaba from an army of elephants.
No! Impossible! This is an insult! This Arab has profaned Khalis and ran away! The Arabs are mocking me. I'll show them who Abraha is. Prepare me a great army. Let it be spearheaded by elephants. I will destroy their Kaaba. They will no longer have a holy place, but Khalis.
And so the great elephant army of Abraha marched toward the Kaaba, destroying anything in its path.
Master of Mecca! Master of Mecca! Abraha is leading a gigantic army. He's coming to destroy the Kaaba.
A gigantic army coming to Mecca? I have heard something like that from priests. It is a sign of the birth of the prophet of our time.
My great army has frightened the Arabs.
Perhaps they've disappeared in the fissures of the mountains.
I'm so sure. Nothing will stand in the way of this army, and nothing will stop us from destroying the Kaaba.
From the power of Allah, a huge flock of birds came toward the elephants, throwing stones at them. The elephants were instantly defeated. This proves how great Allah's power is to have mere birds defeat huge elephants from destroying the holy house of Allah.
This spectacular event got recorded in the Quran as Surah Fil, known as the Year of the Elephant. Not to mention, that event had given enough evidence that the Kaaba is a very holy and spiritual place, and is truly the house of God, influencing more people to visit it.
Now let's talk about the steps to Hajj.
The first part to Hajj is known as Umrah Tamattu, recommended on the 8th of Zulhijjah.
The first step to Umrah Tamattu is your niyat and your ghusl. And this is how you do your niyat. أحرم لحج التمتع حج الإسلام قربة إلى الله تعالى.
The second step to Umrah Tamattu is known as Ihram. For the men's Ihram, it consists of 2 pieces of clothing. You need to cover the cloth, one around your waist and until your thighs, and another over your shoulders, only for the men.
Ihram for ladies. Ladies must also wear 2 clothes of Ihram, a long cloth and an overall wrap. That covers the shoulders over their soon full dress.
Overall, Ihram consists of 2 pieces of cloth. But please note, Ihram does not need to be white. Even though Ihram seems pretty easy, there are a few conditions to it, and there are more than 25. Here are a few from the 25.
Hajjis, you can't fight during the state of Ihram.
Haram.
You can't look in the mirror during Ihram. Haram.
You
can't hunt during Ihram. Haram.
The third step to Umrah Tamattu is Talbiyah, and this is how you would do it.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك.
The fourth step to Umrah Tamattu is Tawaf. Tawaf is when you go around the Holy Kaaba for 7 times.
The fifth step to Umrah Tamattu is doing your 2 rakat namaz, and this is how you would do it.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله.
The sixth step to Umrah Tamattu is called Sa'i, and that is when you go between Safa and Marwa, as Bibi Hajra alayhi salam did when she was looking for water for Prophet Ismail alayhi salam. You walk from mountain of Safa to the mountain of Marwa.
You start from the mountain of Safa and you continue walking 7 times until you get to the mountain of Marwa.
And you arrive at the mountain of Marwa. You then repeat that same action and you start for Marwa to Safa. You continue doing this 7 times.
To end your Umrah Tamattu, you do the 7th step Taqsir. This is when you clip your nails, cut a piece of your hair, or shave your head. The next set of steps to Hajj is known as Hajj Tamattu, recommended on the 10th of Zilhajj. The first step to Hajj Tamattu is your niyat and your ghusl, similar to Umrah Tamattu. The second step to Hajj Tamattu is known as your ihram. Similarly, you are forbidden from fighting with others, looking in the mirror, or hunting. The third step to Hajj Tamattu is talbiyah, and you would do it similar to Umrah Tamattu.
The fourth step to Hajj Tamattu is Arafat, and that is when you climb up a mountain and read dua like this. The fifth step to Hajj Tamattu is Muzdalifah, and that is when you pick up stones to throw on shaitan. The sixth step to Hajj Tamattu is Mina, and that is when you camp overnight getting ready for your next step.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة.
The 7th step to Hajj Tamattu is Rami al-Jamarat. This is when you go and you throw stones at 3 different pillars representing Shaitan. You continue throwing stones at it on the second one, just like this. Finally, you do it for the 3rd time, just like this.
The eighth step to Hajj Tamattu is Qurbani, and that is when you slaughter a sheep or a goat or a cow, Similar to Umrah Tamattu, the ninth step to Hajj Tamattu is Taqsim.
Similarly, you are given the choice to clip your nails, cut a piece of your hair, or shave off your hair.
The 10th step to Hajj Tamattu is Tawaf, and that is when you go around the Holy Kaaba 7 times.
The 11th step to Hajj Tamattu is Namaz-e Tawaf. You do this 2 rakat namaz once you have finished your tawaf. The 12th step to Hajj Tamattu is Sa'i. Similarly, you walk from Safa to Marwa. You start from the mountain of Safa, and you continue walking from Safa all the way to Marwa. Once you arrive at the mountain of Marwa, you continue walking from Marwa all the way to Safa. You do this for 7 times.
The 13th step of Hajj Tamattu is Tawaf al-Nisa, and this is when you go around the Holy Kaaba 7 times. This is your last tawaf, so make sure you make the best of it.
The 14th step to Hajj Tamattu is Namaz-e Tawaf un-Nisa. You do this once you have finished your Tawaf un-Nisa. You have now successfully completed your Hajj pilgrimage. But are you still wondering how the experience in Hajj is really like? Well, we've got the privilege to ask a few people who have been there. Let's see their perspectives on it. Interview number 1, Haji Muhammad's perspective on Hajj. Assalamu alaikum. Before you went to your pilgrimage to Hajj, what did you think was so special about it, and what did you expect?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. It was way more than what I expected.
Once you returned from Hajj, what new insight or wisdom did you gain?
When you go to Hajj, in Hajj, one becomes so humble. The harmony, steps.
Interview number 2, Haji Ahmed Mudaris's point of view on Hajj.
Alaikum. Since you had the honor of going to Hajj, would you please explain the wonderful experience to people who haven't gone to Hajj?
Hajj is a spiritual journey that starts within you. You decide to leave everything behind and simply going toward the house of God. When you go there, you see people from different countries and colors praying in order in the same direction to God, with peace and harmony.
What advice or tip would you give to new incoming pilgrims?
I personally think it's a good idea to find a good companion to go to this journey with. You have to focus only on the journey, not on the materials. Try to enjoy your close contact with the house of God.
Thank you for watching. See you next time.
Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, Ya Ghaffar, Ya Kareem.